normally sit, so this is a bit of an awkward setup, to be totally honest with you. But, this is all I got today. So, I just finished another lovely long day of teaching voice. And, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. I just finished another lovely long day of teaching voice. And I wrote down a couple of nuggets of wisdom as I was talking to my students this morning that I felt like were really good to share. So on one of them, there was this lady where we were singing. I don't even remember the song, but it was really low, right? And we were trying to. I don't even know if it was a song. It might have just been a vocal exercise. And she was just like, "Why is it that?" First of all, she erroneously felt like because she was pushing, she was in her chest voice. So she was like, "Why is your opera voice louder than my chest voice?" And I was just like, well, you're not in chest voice. You're trying to push your head voice too hard. And one thing that we need to understand is there is as singers, we have to become aware of breath pressure, right? We have to become aware of the exact amount of pressure that it takes to phonate efficiently. So we all know how to create sound, right? Sound is a survival thing that we're born with. Babies cry to survive. That's how their mother knows that they need something. So creating sound is something every human just does innately. But learning to use our voices efficiently takes training, right? And so we were doing, I wish I could remember the exercise to be even more specific, but whatever it was, she was kind of like, ah, and whereas I was going, ah, whatever it was, it might have been higher than that. Ah, whatever it was, right? And she was just kind of like, ah, right? She felt like she was in chest voice. She wasn't. So what I had to explain to her was what you're hearing in my voice is not volume. What you're actually hearing is focus and clarity of the tone. What you're hearing is that my vocal cords are actually touching and the air is vibrating my cords so efficiently. So I'm phonating efficiently. What you are doing is actually hypofunctional phonation. Hypofunctional phonation, meaning your cords aren't even touching properly. So you're not creating the sound. So we have to, as singers, become aware of how much breath pressure does it take. Right, she heard closure. So you have to start deciding like, okay, so the funny thing is there's this umbrella of I need breath support. So then we approach everything as okay, I need breath support, so I'm just gonna give it everything I have with my abdominals. And while that may be true on a very surface level, we have to start understanding the nuances of singing. And we need different levels of pressure for different vowels and different pitches. Every pitch doesn't need the same amount of pressure. So we have to become aware of our bodies and what it's doing because as she was going up, what happens is I'm rereading a book. Oh Lord, it's over there, and my setup is so whack right now. I can't move. But the very first thing it talks about is onset. If your onset is not efficient, it's going to affect the entire phrase. Meaning, if you start too loud, if you start with a glottal attack, if you start with an aspirated attack, all of those things are going to affect the rest of the line. So if you start the line with this hypo functionality, what that's going to do is the rest of the line is only going to either get more forced as you're going along, or you're just going to feel like you're losing air. The phrase is going to, something weird is going to happen throughout the phrase. There's several things that could happen. It could just get more and more airy. You could feel yourself pushing. The top note could just end up flat altogether. So getting a good onset and getting a really clear onset as a singer is super important to how you approach the phrase. And you really want a good onset to just be part of your pathology. You don't want to have a good onset because I tell you to. You want to have a good onset because having a good onset helps you to pace yourself. It helps you to not tire your voice out. It helps you to not start out a phrase with so much force that you can't even lift your soft palate to actually sing whatever the high point is of the phrase, or you don't have room to express dynamics, right? Dynamics are out of the window when you start too loud, or sometimes even if you start too airy, there's just no room for dynamics. You literally cannot control the sound at that point. And I know a lot of you guys go through that of not being able to control the sound. Well, that's good that you have versatile onsets. If you have versatile onsets, again, you should be making a choice, right? Whatever your onset is, if you want it to be a hard glottal, or if you want it to be aspirated, it should be a choice you're making and not something you're just stuck with because you don't have any other options because you don't know how to do anything else. Okay. So that was my first piece of vocal wisdom. Before I move on to my second piece of vocal wisdom, let me just parenthetically let you know that I just put out a video called Slow Down. I just posted it on Facebook and on Instagram, and I would love for y'all to check it out. Slow Down by her and Skip Marley and her. So I want y'all to check that out. Now, commercial break over. Let's move on. The second piece of vocal wisdom, another client was singing a low song. She swears she's a low singer, honey. No, you're not, boo. You are not. Nowhere near. I don't hear low at all when I hear you. But she swears she's a low singer. So she was trying to sing Gladys Knight and she was like, right? She was doing all of that. Y'all like my commercial break? So, she was doing this big, right? She was doing that. And y'all are making me laugh. I'm trying to teach. So I said, listen, you don't have to give me low note voice. Don't give me low note mouth. Don't give me low note voice. We don't need it. Just go, like when you talk, your voice is pretty much at the pitch you're trying to sing. So just stop it already. You know what I mean? Just sing how you speak. So what I have found with people is, and I've noticed this for years that whenever people approach low notes, all of a sudden they put so much weight on it as if that helps them sing the note, when actually it's doing the exact opposite. It's making the note rigid. So again, onset, right? If the note is rigid, then it's going to be hard to come back out of that note. Okay. It's going to be hard to even go lower. A lot of people discover that they have range, women discover they have range down to C3 and maybe even lower once they lighten up on those low notes. But as long as you're trying to sing super heavy on those low notes, like you are actually Barry White, you won't actually gain access to those notes. So the funny thing about singing, I say this all the time, people will advertise, work with me and your range will grow. I don't believe in range growing. Your range doesn't grow. You just gain access to what has always been there, but you needed the right key, right? The right key is the right technique. Once you get the right technique in the middle register, then what happens is your upper and extremities become accessible to you. It was always there. You've always had it. So, sing with me. Ah, ah. I don't even know what that is. But let's do it the other way. Ah. Oh, I can kind of still do it too, but the second time really sucked. The point is, watch my video of Skip Marley and her. I'm there with my friends. I'm there with my friends, Bevan, Alethea, my other voice teacher, Elticia, Tatiana, Aaron Labos, Julian, Todd. Shout out to Todd Hunter, my good friend and my musical director. Shout out to y'all. We make some really beautiful music today. Shout out to Eddie Multimedia, who's gonna be at the Develop the Artist Within You conference November 6th. He's gonna be recording you guys. You guys are gonna get the same dude, okay? That records my stuff. Check out my video, y'all. That's the point of this video. My kids think I'm talking to them now. Yeah, was like, what did you say?
What'd you say?
Baby, I'm on live. I wasn't talking to you. Ah! So anyway, thank you for coming to another one of my TED Talks. I need y'all to watch my video. I need y'all to share it. I need y'all to collect it. I need y'all to tag y'all people on it. And thank you for listening to my vocal tips on this evening. I will do my best to continue writing these vocal tips down. I will continue writing these vocal tips down so I can bring you more quick vocal tips. All right? These are kids. I used to do videos analyzing celeb voices. I used to. There's a bunch of them on YouTube, and that's how a lot of people find me. So anyway, God bless you. Bye.